It is the day known across the NFL as Black Monday because this is the day where tons of general managers, head coaches, position coaches, coordinators, they are all fired. So it is an interesting day across the league where we are actually waiting for the San Francisco 49ers to potentially make some coaching moves as well. I will discuss what moves I think the 49ers will be making in that regard after we get through this. But let's talk about the news at hand. The Jets, being one of the teams in the NFL that need a new head coach, they are officially on the search and they have turned to 49ers quarterback coach Brian Griese and they have requested to interview him for their vacant head coaching job. Now, Brian Griese is the 49ers quarterbacks coach. His only coaching experience is with the San Francisco 49ers after he was in broadcasting. He is a former NFL quarterback who's had a lot of success as a QB, but after that, he was a broadcaster and then was able to come into coaching through the relationship that Kyle Shanahan has and his dad has had with him in the past. And he actually turned out to be a really good coach. I mean, all the stories point to Greasy, and I think it was one of the Slowicks for Slowicks or someone I can't remember off the top of my head of being responsible for pounding the table for Brock Purdy. So Greasy was someone who really wanted Brock Purdy, and then when you look at what Brock Purdy has been able to do under his tutelage, even when Jimmy Garoppolo was here, Jimmy Garoppolo played some of his best ball under Brian Griese. So Griese has actually been pretty solid for the San Francisco 49ers. So it would really be unfortunate to see him go. But just to see what he is up against, these are all the coaches that the Jets are looking into. As you can see, Mike Vrabel already interviewed, Ron Rivera interviewed. They're going to be interviewing Joe Brady, Vance Joseph, Matt Nagy, Arthur Smith, Rex Ryan, Brian Griese, Brian Flores, Aaron Glenn, Bobby Slowick. So there's a handful of former head coaches on here and some of the top coordinators in the league. So again, it'll be interesting to see if he actually gets this job. He's the only position coach that has gotten an interview. Everyone else is either an OC, DC, or a former NFL head coach. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he actually lands the job. Doesn't seem like it, but would be interesting. I would prefer to keep him. I don't want him to go anywhere. So we'll see. Maybe the 49ers promote him internally to maybe a passing game coordinator, maybe even an OC to try to kind of keep him around. That would be ideal. But let's talk about some of the moves that the 49ers could make today. I think the 49ers will be firing Brian Schneider today, the special teams coordinator. It just hasn't worked out. And they have just been going through so many issues, whether it's kickoff return, kickoff, punt team, and the obvious is Jake Moody and the struggles that he's had. So I would assume that Schneider is probably going to be on the outs after today. Kyle Shanahan alluded to that, basically saying that they're going to have some internal conversations and they want to be able to, or he wants to be able to talk with the guys internally. So I think the one that we're all looking out for is what's going to happen with Nick Sorensen. Is Nick Sorensen going to be fired? Um, it's been a up and down. It's more down, I should say, for the 49ers defensive coordinator spot as of late. But with Nick Sorensen, um, it seemed like he kind of had the defense going in a better direction. And then towards the end of the year, kind of just lost control and spun out. And that might have been the difference in maybe keeping him or not keeping him. You know, I was of the mindset that I would have been fine with the potential of him returning next year, just with the idea of hopefully you're healthier, you're more loaded with talent, and he would have another year after getting through his first year as a DC. take more ownership of the position, but he might not be able to see that opportunity. So I don't know what it's going to look like for the 49ers next year. They could be in the boat of looking for a new DC and a new special teams coordinator. Matt Barrows floated the idea of, maybe switching Sorensen to special teams coordinator because he has had that position in the past. I don't know if that's what they do. I would imagine if they're firing him, they're probably moving on. Nick Sorensen has been someone that the 49ers like, but maybe they tried to get Ulbrich. I know the 49ers had attempted to interview him for the job with the New York Jets, but the Jets declined the request. Now that he is going to be available, maybe the 49ers turn there. I know a lot of 49er fans want to see Robert Saleh return. I don't know if that is going to be something that is going to happen, but something to keep an eye out. So we'll see. We'll see what the 49ers do in this situation, but we're going to see some moves happen today, I assume. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.